afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the vlog. I am going to be doing a very chill, relaxed, cozy Sunday vlog with you all today. I'm going to admit that it has taken almost all of my willpower to get myself ready today and get in front of the camera. I woke up yesterday and I don't know, I felt frozen. I felt like I just needed a day for myself, like to do nothing. Does anyone else have those moments where like you're so busy, you have so much going on that you almost freeze up? It's like I just become so overwhelmed that I need a moment just to be with my thoughts and be quiet and just be in my space and talk to like almost absolutely no one. Although I did go for a walk with Kate yesterday, which was very nice, but I just kind of really needed a me day. And honestly, I woke up today and I was like, wow, I still feel the same way. Like I still like really want a me day. So this isn't going to be a big like flashy vlog. This is me in my apartment enjoying my Sunday. By the way, that whole tea sequence that happened in the kitchen that you would have just seen, total fake out. As I was making the tea, like I put the water in and I could see the milk curdling, like, you know, when the little pieces float to the top, and I was like, oh no, my milk has gone bad even though the expiry date is a week from today. So that really sucks because I basically poured out one whole new bag because I only opened it last night, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I opened it last night. So whole bag down the drain, which really, really sucks. So as soon as I finished filming that sequence, I poured the tea out and I ran over to the grocery store. I picked up more milk, and this is the real cup of tea. Oh, and I did test the milk, by the way. I had like a little sip of the bad milk and oh, it was so gross. So cheers, everyone. Here's the good cup of tea. Oh, and it's so good. And it's my first cup today. I'm starting to develop a bit of a headache because I haven't had tea yet. I kind of wanted to do something a little bit different today, and I'm sure you can tell by the title. For me, as of right now, we are halfway through October and I get paid this upcoming Friday. So I thought it might be fun to like sit down and think about my budget for November. I'm gonna be calling this vlog like November budget, but I actually call it October budget because it's my payment in October. I'm sure I've talked about this before, but I get paid once a month. So this is my October paycheck, but it goes into November. So I guess it's more like budgeting for November. So while we are doing the budget, I won't be able to divulge all of the numbers. I'll explain. I have a reason for that, but I will tell you guys as much as possible. And I'm gonna be straight up. I'm someone that lives paycheck to paycheck. So if you're like me and you also live paycheck to paycheck, I'm sure you will resonate with my particular situation. Canada is a very expensive country to live in. And not only that, but I live in Toronto, which is one of the most expensive cities in Canada. And inflation is insane right now. Like, it is absolutely insane. I was listening to this girl on TikTok in the US talk about how she lives in the States, but her parents live in Canada. And she described exactly what I was feeling. Like, she said that in the States, she can go and do a $65 grocery shop and everything she bought will last her 2 weeks. But here in Canada, you go buy 4 items at the grocery store and it's 65 bucks. Like that's gonna get you nowhere. I spend $200 in groceries and within a week and a half, it's all gone. It is crazy how expensive it is to live here. I am so thankful though that my job provides us with basically breakfast and lunch, and I, except for the weekends, just have to handle dinner for the most part. So I'm very, very thankful about that because I honestly don't know what I would do. This is me being very real. Like, this is my situation, and I'm sure that there are a lot of people out there with a very similar situation to mine. So we are gonna go through it. I am still using the budgeting spreadsheet that I created for myself at the beginning of the year, but it has morphed and changed a lot since, well, I think since you guys have seen it, I've definitely like gone in and tweaked and modified and changed cells and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I have been meaning to do this for a bit. I personally love watching budgeting videos or just putting them on like on my headphones when I'm going for a walk with Bennett or something. I love listening to finance and hear people talk about finance. It's one of my personal pleasures. But whenever I hear people talk about it, their situations are often like a lot better. Like, they have their life together financially, I feel like. Again, just being super real. I know on social media, things can come across in a certain way and people can see only the good things, only the happy things about a person's life. And I obviously I have a lot going for me that I'm really happy about, but it's also good to be like realistic and transparent. Not everything is sunny and roses. There are definitely ups and downs to everyday life. All right, why don't we just jump right into the budgeting? I have a few notes here just so that I am prepared. Let's go talk about finances. All right, you guys, so I have my budget spreadsheet up in front of me right here, and I'm gonna do the where like I'm small and my budget is really big, just so that you guys can really see the numbers and you can see where I plan on putting my money for October or November, however you want to look at it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in my paycheck / my income for October, my full-time job. But as you can see, I have blocked that out, and the reason is because we actually had a company lawyer come in and talk to us about the fact that we're legally not allowed to discuss what we make. So I will be blocking this out temporarily, but I will unblock the total remaining, as we go along. And as of right now, I don't know if I have any rollover funds. I don't know what the interest is. That is basically the little bit of interest that I get on my sinking fund savings accounts. Freelance, I never know how that's gonna plan out. I often have some freelance funds within the month, but it's so hard to predict, and oftentimes clients sort of like come out of the blue, and I don't know if I'll be working with them or not. But just because I know for a fact that this particular month is going to be so tight, I have this one project that's kind of like a do it when you can kind of project, but as soon as I do it, I get paid, and it's about $350. So I'm thinking if I can do that within this month, that would obviously really help me financially. So I'm kind of like in my brain mentally preparing to do that, but I don't want to put it in unless things come up and I just find that I can't for some reason. CRA, I'm just gonna take that out. That's Canada Revenue Agency, and I received some funds for September, so that's just rolling over, but I won't receive any for this budget. Since I'm already in the left-hand column over here, why don't I just go down into this is my investments and emergency section. So I always pay, I just put $100 into, it's basically like my investments, my stocks and stuff. Emergency, I'm actually not going to contribute unless I do the additional freelance income for the month, because I actually don't have any money to spare. Typically I put between $50 and $100. I've been trying to get to $1,000 by the end of the year, but as you can tell, that's not going to happen. Emergency funds are there for emergencies, and I have had a couple of emergencies, one being Bennett that cost me like $300. So I've had to pull from that throughout the year, but that's why it's there, right? But I kind of try and keep it at 500, and if it's not, I will top it up back to 500. And since it's already there, I'm not going to add anything to it. Visa, I have no debt on my credit cards. I just have one Visa there, but I actually have 3 credit cards now. None of them have any debt on them, so I'm very lucky about that. I do still owe my mom a little bit of money, but I only have this payment for this month and then the November payment, and then I'm done. But I am going to be paying her $250 for this month. And then taxes, I always like to be on the safe side and have more in my tax fund than needed when I go to pay. So I'm just gonna I put in little increments, like not a lot, but I'm gonna put in $25. I'm gonna start putting more into it once my mom is paid off, but for right now, I'm just keeping it low, but a little bit goes a long way. So let's go over into my bills. If you will remember, I've split up my bills between what comes out of my checking and what is put on my one main credit card, which is my Visa card. And I like to do that just so that I know where it's coming from and I can prepare my accounts for that. So basically when I get paid, I put everything that I need for all of my bills into it's like rent and bills savings account. And then close to the end of the month is like the 26th or 27th, it automatically moves all that money to my checking. So my car insurance, it's actually going up this month and I'm so sad about it. It's been going down steadily every year, and then boom, it went up like $40. And I was talking to my brother-in-law and I was like, because he's with the same company, and I was like, I'm just wondering, did your car insurance go up? And he was like, did it go up $40? And I was like, yes. Apparently all car insurance, like across the board, is going up within Canada. I don't know if it's the same in the States, but it's like across the board, it's all jumping like a lot. So that is an extra $40 to car insurance is a huge hit for me, but it is now $260 for car insurance. That's crazy. So my rent, and that includes my rent plus my parking for my building, and that is $19.24 and 18 cents. Yes, it is a lot, but you'll be surprised. It's actually one of the cheaper rates that you'll find in Toronto. This unit within my building, if I was to get it now, it's about $700 more a month. Like, I actually have a good deal for Toronto, and that is just mind-blowing, right? Okay, monthly fee. I do pay a monthly fee for my checking account. Now, I know you're probably like, why? Why do you do that? Because I pay this fee, I get no annual fee on my credit card, and then also I get the overdraft. So I don't know, it's just like a security thing. I just like to keep it. And that is $16.95, and that hasn't changed in years, so I don't really see it going up anytime soon. My home insurance is $31.35, and then my utilities, I don't actually have that amount yet, but it's normally, because I have my air conditioner still on, it's normally between 60 and 70, so I'm just gonna put $70 to be on the safe side. It's probably gonna be less, but that'll be a nice surprise. And now we go into my bills under my credit card, and so Amazon Prime is $11.29. My internet is so expensive, but there's really nothing I can do about it, and that's $132.20. Craziness. I hate that it's so high. Apple storage, I pay a bit of Apple storage, and that's $4.51. Netflix, I used to share this with my parents, but now I'm solely paying for it, and that is $18.96. Epidemic Sound, I do pay for like the use of music for my YouTube videos. I found that a lot of my videos were being flagged, even though I was using the ones that YouTube has designated as royalty free. They were being flagged for copyright. I always put 21 in there. It's a US price, and then it's translated into Canadian dollars, and it kind of changes a bit every month. So I just put in 21 because it's usually 20, like 56 or 86 or something like that. It's like 20 something. So I just play it safe with 21. And then for Google storage, I pay $4.59. Yes, I do pay for Google storage because I'm a graphic designer and I put a lot of things on Google for my clients, and I needed more space. Okay, now we're moving into my savings and sinking funds. Honestly, I'm not going to be putting a lot in there. Like I said, this is going to be an expensive month. So for Bennett, I'm just going to put $20 in there. And then for Christmas, I always put in either $15 or $20 a month. So I'm going to put in $20 this month. Normally I would put stuff in for haircut. I'm also saving for the new iPhone, but I'm not going to put anything in this month as of right now. Okay, so I created this column for budget. Usually I kind of know in my head what things will cost, but I'm just gonna kind of like mentally write it out with you guys, just so that you can see where I am coming from. Bennett's gonna cost me about $65, and that is for his food. Groceries, $200 for groceries. It's low, but like I said, it's a very tight month for me. This month, I actually do have car because I noticed that my car is now past the number for the oil change, so I should go get that done. And being November, probably also have my tires changed at the same time. So, oh my god, my car. I hate paying so much for my car, but here we go. I think it's gonna cost, I'm gonna put down $200 for the car. It's gonna be a little bit less. Like a tire change is about $79, and then the oil change is like $90, but $200 is probably like a safe sweet spot. Starbucks at $20 maybe. As you know, Kate and I go and have Starbucks every weekend, but we alternate, so it's about $20. And then I'm gonna put gas. I'm visiting my parents in November, so it's a little bit higher than normal. I'm gonna put $80 for gas. And you see, that leaves me with $34.90. This month is very, very tight. But like I said, I'm really gonna try and do that freelance stuff so that I can get that extra $350, which would go a long way. I'm just gonna have to really be strategic with my groceries this month. That's all I gotta say. Seeing as Christmas is also coming up really soon, and there's things like Black Friday and Cyber Monday, I'm gonna also have to plan out what I'm planning on giving for gifts this year. Try and buy those items on those days with the $150 that I have to spend. I mean, I'm planning on spending maybe like a little bit more than that, but that's sort of like my base, my nice money that I have saved for Christmas, which I have never done before in my life. I'm pretty proud of myself. I have been consistent with that savings fund the entire year. That is the one fund that has not wavered at all. So just planning out what I'm gonna give my parents and Kate and Alex and probably Bennett. Those are my 4 like main categories of Christmas budget spending. just making a third cup of tea for the day. You can probably hear it. The kettle is on. Is it too loud? Maybe I should wait. It seems to be getting louder. I'll just wait till it's done. So yeah, it's just past 7 and I have not done any work today. None. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. This weekend has been so bad work-wise. I just can't seem to motivate myself to do anything. I'm not normally like this too. Normally I can like get myself pumped up and be like, okay, Karenna, let's get this done. But there's something about this weekend. I don't want to say burnt out, but I'm feeling like very tired, unmotivated. Just, I could have spent all day in bed. Like I really could have. But I want to try and do a little bit of work. This is why I love vlogging too, because sometimes it can really motivate you to do stuff, because I'm like, okay, Karenna, the entire vlog can't just be you sitting on your computer watching Charmed, like doing nothing. I'm gonna set a timer for an hour and I'm going to edit the vlog for tomorrow. And then once that hour is done, I'm gonna set a timer for 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half. And I'm gonna dedicate an hour and a half to doing some freelance work. And then after that, I'm gonna call it a night. That's gonna be it. I think that's all I can sort of like mentally manage at the moment. All right, I got my tea, I got my phone. I'm gonna go do this. Come on, Karenna, you got this. I gotta get this done because I know that if I do this now, I will thank myself tomorrow. I want to say too, just before I start working, I read a couple chapters of House of Hollow. I will admit I hadn't started it yet. Like, I meant to start it a couple days ago, and sometimes it's difficult when you're in the middle of a series to pick up another book that's totally different character, totally different world, all of that. There's something almost intimidating about it. But again, for the vlog, I was like, okay, let's read a couple of chapters, and I did, and it's intriguing. And I knew this already, but there's a thread of fairy tale characteristics, but it's also set in modern times. So there's gonna be some twists and turns and stuff. Maybe I'll quickly just read you guys the synopsis. So it says, a dark, twisty modern fairy tale where 3 sisters discover they are not exactly all that they seem and evil things really do go bump in the night. Iris Hollow and her 2 older sisters are unquestionably strange ever since they disappeared on a suburban street in Scotland as children, only to return a month later with no memory of what happened to them. Odd, eerie occurrences seem to follow in their wake. And they're changing. First their dark hair turned white, then their blue eyes slowly turned black. People find them disturbingly intoxicating, unbearably beautiful, and inexplicably dangerous. Anyway, it's really interesting. The author has this like really unique way of talking about things but shrouding them in mystery, and I'm only 2 chapters in. She keeps alluding to things but not talking about them yet, and actually reading the synopsis just told me more than what I've learned so far in the first couple chapters. But no, I'm like really excited to read it, and it's been on my list to read for a while. All right, I'm gonna start my timer and I'm gonna work on the vlog for an hour. Let's do this. Just fed Bennett, so if you hear noises in the background, that's just Bennett eating. So instead of coming into bed and doing work, I decided to wash my sweatpants. I tell you, I am just not in the working zone today, and I think I just have to accept it. It is 11 o'clock now. There's no way I'm doing any work. There's no way. So I think what I'm actually gonna do now is crawl into bed with my book, continue reading House of Hollow. I don't even know what this vlog has been. This is an unusual vlog for me because I'm kind of like not in the headspace of doing anything. This upcoming weekend, I'm going on like a work retreat type of thing. And so I do have to make sure that I'm well prepared work-wise going into the weekend, because I'm basically not going to be able to do any work on the weekend. And I also don't know how much I'll be vlogging that weekend either, just because it is like a work thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, whatever it was. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already, and hit the bell if you want to get notified as to when I will be posting next. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye!